Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to TJK Network. My name is Tyler Kostek, and we welcome you to Senior Day as we get our ceremony underway momentarily. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back after that little senior day ceremony here on TJK Network. Anyways, anyone who's just tuning in, good afternoon everybody, and welcome to TJK Network here at the PTHS baseball field. We just had our senior day ceremony, and in a couple of minutes we're going to have our game start momentarily. So Pequannock will be entering this game with an overall record of 14-7, and they are coming off an 4-1 win on the road at Jefferson. That was played at a minor league ballpark, if I'm not mistaken. So that was on the 17th, so 2 days ago. It was a good win against Jefferson, huge for power points as Pequannock tries to still fight for that #1 seed. So Pequannock will be playing the visiting Cedar Grove Panthers, and they will be entering this game with an overall record of 16-5, and will be coming off a 17-1 victory on the road at Kearney on May 17th. This is not a divisional game, but Pequannock has a 6-2 record in the NJAC Liberty, and Cedar Grove is 7-2 in the SEC Colonial. So that is your stats, as Cedar Grove gets a little bit of warm-up reps before we get started. Thank you guys for tuning in for TJK Network. Let's go over your starting batting order for Pequannock. And leading off will be the right field, number 24, Brandon Martinez. And then it will be the starting pitcher, which will be number 15, Tommy Korn, batting second. And then batting third will be the shortstop, number 2, Jack Picardo. And then batting fourth will be Nick Koltak. He'll be playing at first base. And then batting fifth will be the center fielder, number 35, Nick Sukala. Behind the plate catching, batting number 6 will be number 13, Thomas Picardo. And then batting seventh will be the designated hitter, and that's going to be number 45, Nick Werner. He will be DHing for the third baseman starting, which is number 20, Cooper Carlin. Then batting eighth at second base will be number 22, Bobby Van Riper. And then last but not least, batting ninth will be the left fielder, number 3, John Fody. Now, of course, I'm sure Gertler and Donovan Castle will be getting playing time in this game. They're just trying to give all the seniors playing time in this game. So I'm gonna assume that Brandon Martinez is gonna play for a couple innings, and then we're gonna see Donovan Castle come in, of course. And then same for Nick Koltak at first, until Gertler's probably gonna take over that spot, and I'm sure Koltak will switch to DH, and then Warner, will have his playing time too, because he's not able to pitch today, as he pitched against Jefferson. So that is your lineup. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribing to our channel is completely free and helps us out a ton. Send this message to family and friends who can subscribe. We have reached 1070, looking to get to 1080, and to our next goal of 1100. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications while you're at it. You can also go into each individual broadcast, as we publish them all up and ready on a weekly basis. So you can go into any game you're specifically looking for and click notify when we are live for that specific game only. This stream is brought to you by our official sponsors, bulbhead.com and topwaterbastards.com. Be sure to check out our TJK shop. That is tjk152.com/shop. The link is in the description below. And here it is, right there, tjk152.com/shop. Followed by our TJK Network website, tjk152.com/network, if you want more information regarding to our sports network. Be sure to follow our social media platforms. We are available on Instagram and TikTok. Both are at TJK Network. We publish all the information for the games and final scores and any other stuff on our Instagram, and any additional content goes to our TikTok. We don't really post on it that often, but when we do, we be sure to let you know. So, of course, Pequannock Endurance game 14-7. They are currently holding the number 2 seed in the PowerPoint rankings, looking to get that number 1 seed. Cedar Grove is 16-5. They're the number 1 seed in their section. So a win against the Cedar Grove Panthers will be huge for Pequannock in PowerPoints, just like when they beat Jefferson. They got a lot of PowerPoints. But of course, Midland Park picked up a win. And of course, your only way, of course, for Pequannock to try to get this 1 seed is, to keep winning these huge games against these strong opponents, which is what Pequannock's going to try to lock down today. Pequannock has played Cedar Grove in the past, and they have beaten them last year 4-1. That was the score. We were broadcasting that game on TJK Network. Anyways, we will be ready for first pitch momentarily. We also got the starting lineup for Cedar Grove. We'll go over that right now. Leading off will be number 1, Xavier and Dujar. And then second in the order will be number 6, Chris Halbert. Then at third, number 11, Nick Russo. And then batting fourth will be number 7, Matthew Kulian. And then batting fifth will be number 16, John Rear. Followed by batting sixth will be number 2, Jake Sakirsa. And then batting seventh will be number 24, Matthew Norman. And then batting eighth will be number 12, John Travalskis. And then batting ninth will be number 13, Ronnie Sheridan. So, of course, Cedar Grove is just finished warming up on the field, and we're going to be starting momentarily. Once Pequannock gets on the field, we'll go over our starting pitcher for today's game. might as well go over the weather for the game. It's, of course, beautiful for senior day after having a pretty rough, rainy week last week that canceled some of our broadcasts and most importantly canceled our games, which, is pretty rough because, Pequannock trying to fight for this 1 seed against Midland Park, and these games that they could have won could have been huge to their record and power points, but unfortunately they got canceled. And to go over the weather, it is windy here in Ponton Plain / Pequannock, or here at Pequannock High School, however you want to say it. 67 degrees with a high of 68. So pretty nice, cool, comfortable day for a baseball game. The wind, though, may, make it a little interesting regarding to fly balls and the pitching. And here we are as Pequannock takes the field as we get ready for our first pitch in a few minutes here. We'll go over our starting pitcher for Pequannock, which is going to be number 15, Tommy Corn, who will be taking the mound for Pequannock. So Tommy Corn, of course a senior, is going to be entering this game with a 2-1 record with an ERA of 3.83. Tommy Corn has pitched for 20.1 innings, allowing 20 hits, 16 walks, has hit 1 batter, and has 13 strikeouts, and he averages 1.86 strikeouts per game. There's your stats for today's starting pitcher for the game, Tommy Corn, number 15. So here we are getting ready for the top of the first momentarily. And of course, number 1, Xavier Andujar, expected to lead off for the Cedar Grove Panthers. Another Panthers versus Panthers game. We just had one a few days ago when girls lacrosse played the Academy of St. Elizabeth on Saturday. That was another team that goes by the Panthers mascot. So another Panthers matchup we're going to have here on our broadcast, which is pretty cool. So here we are entering the top of the first. Xavier Andujar leading off for Cedar Grove. Tommy Corn on the mound for Pequannock. And Tommy Corn's first pitch is a strike, 0-1. This one's fouled back, 0-2. This one's a little high. 1-2 the count. This one is going to be another one that goes foul.
Back one over. There. Four.
This one's low, strikes dirt. Count will even, 2-2. Popped up. Cooper Carlin makes the catch. Nearly dropped it, but he holds on to it. And that's the first out. Now at the bat will be number 6, Chris Halbert. Strike one. Strike two. 0-2 on Halbert. Strike three. Tommy Corn catches Chris Halbert down looking. 2 outs. Struck him out on 3 pitches. And now at the bat is number 11, Nick Russo. Strike one. And this one's grounded foul. 0-2 with 2 outs. This one's low. 1-2 count. Tips back foul. This one's low again. Count will even. 2-2 on Nick Russo. This one is gonna make its way out to center field. It's gonna be a base hit. So a base hit single for Nick Russo to get things started off for Cedar Grove. And now to bat will be number 7, Matthew Coulian. Two outs on Cedar Grove. Runner at first. Runner goes! And he's out! And that'll end the top of the first. Thomas Picardo throws out Nick Russo. Got it over to Bobby Van Riper there, just in time. And now Pequannock will get up to bat momentarily for the bottom of the first. And while we're at it, let's go over our starting pitcher for Cedar Grove. And that is going to be number 24, Matthew Norman. Let's go over his stats for you guys. So Matthew Norman is coming to this game as he's pitched 43.2 innings. He's allowed 31 hits, 10 walks, and he has 32 strikeouts, hitting one batter. He's coming in with an ERA of 1.12. So Matthew Norman, of course, coming in with some pretty good stats. And he's going to look to, of course, do some damage in this game. But hopefully Pequannock is able to prevail through this elite pitcher. Of course, Tommy Korn looked great for his first inning when he pitched. And hopefully he continues on that good momentum there. So leading off for Pequannock will be number 24, Brandon Martinez, to get things started for the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. Strike one on Brandon Martinez. Tipped back foul. 0-2. This one's high. 1-2. This one's high. And it is caught at left field. So I'll be out number one on Pequannock. And now to bat will be number 15, Tommy Corrin. This one is going to be popped up and go foul, out of play. Oh, 1. Count will even at 1-1. That'll be strike 2. One-two count on Tommy Corn. This one is grounded over to short, over to first, and the runner is out. So Corn grounds out. 2 outs on Pequannock. And now to bat will be number 2, Jack Picardo. 1-0 on Jack Picardo. This one is grounded over to second, over to first. They get the out, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Cedar Grove on Pequannock. And that'll end our first inning as Cedar Grove will get back up to bat for the top of the second momentarily. Here we are entering the top of the second. Up to bat is number 7, Matthew Coulian for Cedar Grove. This one makes its way out to right field. It'll be a base hit. So a base hit single for Matthew Coulian. And now up to bat will be number 16, John Rear. Pickoff attempt. The runner's going to stay safe at first. One out count. Strike one, that'll even the count, 1-1. Pickoff attempt. Runner stays safe at first. Strike two. 1-2 count on John Rear. Got a pickoff attempt. Runner gets back. Take a first still. Two count. Count's going to go full at 3-2.
Come on, Johnny.
Strike 3. Tommy Corn catches John Rear down looking. A huge strikeout for Pequannock. And that'll be out number 1. And now to bat will be number 2, Jake Sirica.
Bobby, over, Jack, hold. Switch it. Switch it.
1-0 on Jake Sirica. Corn deals a strike to even the count 1-1. This one is grounded over to Van Riper. Gets over Jack Picardo. Do they get the double play? No, they don't. But there's 2 outs now. Pequannock unfortunately doesn't get the double play. But they do get the runner from first going to second out.
Stop, Tommy.
And now to bat is number 24, Matthew Norman for Cedar Grove. One out. Pickoff attempt at first. The runner is going to stay safe. That's going to be strike 1. I believe the batter went for it enough for it to be a strike. Fouled, and that'll make the count 1-2. This will be ball 2 to even the count, 2-2. And that's going to be ball 3 to make the count full at 3-2. And this one is grounded and gets past Jack Picardo there. And that's going to be a base hit. Runner from first got a little ahead there and got to third, so the runner will now be at each corner. So a base hit, and there's 2 outs on Cedar Grove, but now a runner at each corner. Up to bat now will be number 12, John. Well, hold on. There was a pickoff attempt at third, and the runner's going to be safe. Back to the batter. It's going to be number 12, John Chowalskis If I am pronouncing that correctly, apologize if we are mispronouncing any of the Cedar Grove names. This one goes foul.
Ellie's right. Keep it in. 50 out. Come on.
Strike 2. 0-2 count on John Travalski's. And this one gets out to center field. A run's gonna come in to score, and another one's gonna come in. It's 2-0 Cedar Grove. It'll be an RBI, or I should say 2 RBI single for John Travalski's. With 2 outs. And now to bat will be number 13, Ronnie Sheraton. 0-1. This one is high and gets lined into the glove of Bobby Van Riper for the 3rd out. So that'll do it for the top of the second as we now enter the bottom of the second. Pequannock now trailing 2-0 as Cedar Grove is able to get 2 runs in on 2 outs. But it's early in the game. Pequannock looking to get themselves back in it. Here we are entering the bottom of the second. Cedar Grove up 2-0 after scoring 2 runs. Nick Koltak up to bat. This one's going to go foul. Oh, 2 on Nick Koltak. That'll be ball 1 to make the count 1-2. This one's tipped back foul to keep the count alive. this one is gonna get past the shortstop. It'll be a base hit for Nick Koltak. And now up to bat will be number 35, Nick Zucala. So, Koltak gets on first due to the shortstop having trouble with that ball there. And they go for the pickoff attempt. Koltak stays safe at first. This one is lined out to left field. It'll be a base hit for Nick Zucala. Advancing to second is Nick Koltak. And now up to bat will be number 13, Thomas Picardo. So Pequannock with 2 runners on base, 1 in scoring position. That's Nick Koltak. So here we go. Thomas Picardo up to bat. Pickoff attempt. No throw made. Koltak gets back. This one's high. 1 out. Again, 2 runners on base, no outs. 1 in scoring position. Koltak at second. 2-0. Fouled back. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. The count will even. 2-2. And that's strike 3. Thomas Picardo's caught down looking. 1 out on Pequannock. And now to bat will be number 45, Nick Warner, who is playing as the designated hitter in this game. One out. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Two, 1. Three, 1 count on Nick Warner. And that's ball 4 for the walk. And that is going to make the bases become loaded as Zucala moves to second. And Koltak moves to third. 1 out with Bobby Van Riper up to bat now. So 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Zukala at second and Koltak at third. Strike 1 on Bobby Van Riper. This one's low. And this one is grounded over to short. It gets past. 1 run's going to score. 2 runs will score. And Warner's going to get to third. The game is tied. So a huge RBI or 2 RBI single for Bobby Van Riper. And now its bat is going to be number 3, John Fody. So Cedar Grove took a 2-0 lead, but Pequannock responds, tying this game at 2. But there's only 1 out still, as the shortstop had trouble with that one again. And he was unable to make the play. So we continue with 1 out here with a runner in each corner. John Fody can bring in Nick Warner from third to home. Runner's gonna go, and Bobby Van Riper is out. So there's now 2 outs, and only Nick Warner left on base at third. It's an 0-2 count. And it's now 1-2. And that is going to be strike 3 for out number 3. And that'll do it for the second inning as we now enter the top of the third. But on the bright side, Pequannock ties this game up even at 2-2. Here we are entering the top of the third. Up to bat will be the top of the order, number 1, Xavier Andujar. Strike one. Strike two. This one's low. 1-2 count. Another thing we should mention, Diamond Castle back out playing at right field. 2-2 count. So Donovan Castle now at right field, taking over for Brandon Martinez, who started. So it was an 0-2 count, but it's been worked full to a 3-2 count. Swing and a miss. That's strike three for out number one on Cedar Grove. And now its bat will be number 6, Chris Halbert. One out for the count. This one is gonna hop its way over to right field. It'll be a base hit. Now its bat will be number 11, Nick Russo. So runner on first. That's Chris Halbert getting a base hit single. This one is lined into the glove of Jack Picardo. And that's going to be out number 2. What a catch by Jack Picardo. And now to bat will be number 7, Matthew Coulian.
Donnie! Your way, Donnie!
One out. Pickoff attempt. The runner's going to stay safe at first. This one will go foul. 1-1. And this one is popped up and caught by Donovan Castle. And that's going to be out number 3. As that'll do it for the top of the third, as we now enter the bottom of the third, but Pequannock will be back up to bat shortly. So here we are, entering the bottom of the third. Up to bat is Donovan Castle. Taking over, who originally started, was Brandon Martinez. 1-0 on Donovan Castle for the count. Donovan Castle, also a senior, and we have a couple seniors that normally don't play, so they got a couple reps in this game, but now Castle is back. Swing and a miss. That'll even the count at 1-1. This one is going to be grounded. Foul. 1-2. This one is drilled to right field, and it's gone! A solo homer for Donovan Castle, and Pequannock takes the lead at 3-2. So Donovan Castle with the solo homer, and Pequannock now on top, leading by 1 at 3-2. And now to bat will be number 15, Tommy Corin. Popped up. And it's caught. And now to bat will be number 2, Jack Picardo. So, Jack Picardo up to bat. He is dealt a strike on his first pitch, 0-1. So, Pequannock trailed 2-0 early in the game, but they responded to tie it, and now Castle, with the solo home run, gives them the 1-run lead at 3-2. This one was fouled right here. It's going to be an 0-2 count on Jack Picardo. Now we ball one, make the count 1-2. And this one is lined and caught at left field. And that is out number 2. And now Nick Koltak up to bat for Pequannock. One 0 on Nick Koltak. Two 0. And this one is just grounded foul. 2-1. That's going to be strike 2. 2-2 count on Nick Koltak. And this one is lined and caught at center field. And that's going to be out number 3 to end off our 3rd inning. And we'll be now entering the top of the 4th shortly. But Pequannock now with the lead thanks to a Donovan Castle solo homer. Got a little bit of a busy schedule this week here on TJK NETWORK when it comes to the main station. So tomorrow we're going to be covering girls lacrosse, Kittatinny versus Pequannock. That is going to be technically round 2 of that game because we broadcasted that game, but it got suspended due to that thunderstorm. So that game has been moved to tomorrow, and we will be broadcasting it. Softball will be playing 2 games on the road at Hanover Park. Yes, a doubleheader. They were supposed to play a couple days ago, but that game got canceled due to the rain, as well as baseball was supposed to play here at home for High Point, and we were supposed to broadcast it. But also, girls softball was supposed to play here at home against Hanover Park, but both games got moved to tomorrow, and they're both on the road, so it's a doubleheader. And then Wednesday we'll be back here for baseball when Pequannock plays Wayne Valley, as well as softball will be on TJK NETWORK 2 for against Mawa. And then baseball again on Thursday for Parsippany Hills. And then Friday will be boys lacrosse against Morris Catholic. That'll be a 10 a.m. game. So again, Pequannock was down 2-0 in this game, but they have responded to tie it. And of course, Castle gives them the lead. Here we are entering the top of the 4th. Up to bat is number 16, John Rear. And this one's fouled back, 0-1. Strike 2. 0-2 count. This one goes off the dirt. Good block by Thomas Picardo. 1-2. Another one that's going to foul back here. Count will stay the same. This one's high. That'll even the count at 2-2. And this one is grounded over. Bobby Van Riper over to Koltak. He gets the out. And that'll be 1 out on Cedar Grove. Now to bat will be number 2, Jake Sirica. One out. That'll be strike 1. Count now even, 1-1. And that's going to be strike 2. Swing and a miss. That'll be out number 2 on Cedar Grove as Tommy Corn strikes out Jake Sirica. And now to bat will be number 24, Matthew Norman. So 2 outs on Cedar Grove. Strike 1. One on Norman. Strike 2. Count now at 1-2. This one was popped up foul. Goes right over my head. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 3 for out number 3. And it will be now the bottom of the 4th momentarily as Pequannock gets back up to bat. Here we are entering the bottom of the 4th. Up to bat for Pequannock will be number 35, Nick Zucala. One out. This one will go foul. 1-1 the count. Warming up in the bullpen is number 18, Michael Gertler. He'll probably be coming in this game later on. Two one for the count. And this one is lined out to center field. It'll be a base hit. So, base hit single for Nick Zucala to get things started And now Thomas Picardo up to bat for Pequannock. Pickoff attempt. Zucala gets back. He's safe. Try to go for the bunt. And it goes foul. 0-1 on Thomas Picardo. Pickoff attempt. Runner safe. Runner goes, and he is out. The count will be 0-2. Thomas Picardo now with no one on base and one out. And this one gets over to third, over to first for the out. And now to bat will be number 45, Nick Warner. So Warner up to bat. This one gets out to right field. It's a base hit. Warner will be held to first, base hit single. And now Bobby Van Riper up to bat. And this one gets out to left field. And it will be a base hit single once again for Bobby Van Riper. Advancing to second is Nick Warner. And now to bat will be number 3, John Fody. So 2 outs with 2 runners on base, 1 in scoring position. It's Nick Warner at second. This one's high, 1-0 on John Fody. Fouled back, 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Count will even at 2-2. This one's high. The count will now be full at 3-2. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 3 for out number 3. And that'll do it for the 4th inning as we now enter the top of the 5th. Here we are entering the top of the 5th. Tommy Corn still on the mound for Pequannock. And now to bat will be number 12, John T. We're just going to go by the first letter of his last name because it is a little bit of a difficult name to pronounce. So that pitch is going to be strike 1. The count will be 0-1. One count. This one strikes dirt. 2-1. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Count now even at 2-2. The count's gonna go full 3-2. And that one's going to strike dirt. That's ball 4 for the walk. And we'll have a pinch runner come in, taking over at first. He's going to be number 15, Andrew Loftus. Now to bat will be number 13, Ronnie Sheridan. Michael Gertler still warming up in the Panthers bullpen. Runner goes, and he tries to get back, but he's out. Panthers get a huge out, and now no runners are on base anymore. The runner tried to go, but they caught him. He tried to get back, but he was out. 1-0 count on Sheridan. Now, a 1-1 count as that one's fouled. And that's strike 2. Swing and a miss. And that's strike 3, another strikeout. Tommy Korn gets 2 outs on Cedar Grove. And back at the top of the order, number 1, Xavier Andujar up to bat. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Strike 2. One, 2 count. This one's popped up. It's gonna go foul and out of play. Count will stay alive. And this one is grounded over to by Van Riper. Over to Koltak. And he gets the out. That is out number 3. 10 the top of the 5th. And now we'll be entering the bottom of the 5th momentarily. Here we are entering the bottom of the 5th. Top of the order for Pequannock. Donovan Castle up to bat. Donovan Castle has hit a solo homer. This one's drilled to right field, but it's caught. Castle looking to get another there, but unfortunately this one isn't enough. Now Tommy Korn up to bat for Pequannock. Strike one. Swing and a miss. Strike two. And that's strike three. Tommy Korn caught down looking. 2 outs. And now coming up to bat will be number 2, Jack Picardo. One out on Jack Picardo. Two out. This one is drilled to left field. Is enough, and it's not out of the ballpark. So it will be a base hit double. It was close though. Man, we were close to it being a home run for Jack Picardo, but it stays just in right at the fence. But Picardo gets a base hit double on 2 outs. And now Nick Koltak up to bat. And this one gets grounded to third, over to first, and that's out number 3. And that'll end our 5th inning, as we now enter the top of the 6th. Pequannock up with a score of 3-2. They trailed 2-0 early, then they tied it, and then Diamond Castle's solo homer is so far the only go-ahead run so far, as that got Pequannock the 3-2 lead. Jack Picardo was very close to making it 4-2, but that one just stays at the fence. All right, we're going to have a new pitcher on the mound, so Tommy Korn is done for today. He was fantastic. Coming on the mound now will be number 18, Michael Gertler. Here are his stats. So Michael Gertler is entering this game, another senior, of course, for senior day. He'll be entering with a 2-4 record with an ERA of 3.87. He has pitched for 36.2 innings, allowing 33 hits, 25 walks, hitting 1 batter, but he has struck out 32. And he averages 4.57 strikeouts per game. Those are your stats for Michael Gertler, who will be taking over. Normally in the starting rotation, but he's going to get some time on the relief side of things. So with Gertler taking over, Tommy Korn is going to go to where he normally plays when he's not pitching, and he'll take over at left field, which is where John Fody started. So here we are, entering the top of the 6th. And this one gets over to Van Riper and over to Koltak for the out. So up to bat right now is number 11, Nick Russo. Chris Halbert was the one that grounded out. Two zero. Strike one. The count now at 2-1. Warming up in the bullpen now for Pequannock is number 48, Luke Lawback. Swing and a miss. 2-2 count. So Luke Lawback now warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss. That's strike three for out number 2. Strike one. Currently at bat now is number 7, Matthew Coulian. 1-1 count. Two one. Strike two. Count will even at 2-2. This one's gonna go foul. Strike three! And that's out number 3. Gerler catches Matthew Coulian down looking, and that's going to do it for the top of 6th. Here we are. At the bottom of 6, Nick Sucola up to bat. He pops this one up. And it's caught. In foul territory, 1 out. Now it's bat is number 13, Thomas Picardo. 1 out. Strike 1. This one's fouled. 1-2 on Thomas Picardo. And that's strike 3 for out number 2. As Thomas Picardo's caught down looking. And now to bat will be number 45, Nick Warner. This one's fouled. 0-1. Two outs on Pequannock. 0-1 count on Nick Warner. Count will even at 1-1. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 2. Count out 1-2. This one is drilled out to left field, and it's caught. And that's out number 3. And that'll do it for the bottom of the 6th, as we now enter the top of the 7th, where Pequannock will look to close this game out with a victory. And we're going to have a new pitcher that's going to come on the mound to close this game out, and it's going to be Luke Lawback. So we'll get his stats for you. Here we go. So Luke Lawback takes the mound, looking to get the 3-out save, as he'll be entering this game, as well as, being a senior, of course, for senior day. He'll be entering with a record of 0-1 with an ERA of 8.17. He has pitched for 6 innings. He has allowed 6 hits, 8 walks, and has hit 2 batters. And he has struck out 5, averaging 1 strikeout per game. So Luke Lawback looking to, get himself in the game here. Hopefully get the huge save for this 3-2 lead Pequannock has on Cedar Grove. So Pequannock just needs 3 outs here to pick up the 3-2 victory against Cedar Grove. And here we are, entering the top of the 7th. Batting for Cedar Grove will be number 16, John Rear. So Lawback on the mound after Corn started, and the last inning, Michael Gertler pitched for one. Now Luke Lawback looking to close this game out. 1 out. Strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Two count. This one's gonna go foul. So 2-2 count. Swing and a miss. Luke Lawback picks up the strikeout on John Rear. 1 out. Now its bat is number 2, Jake Sirica. This one's high. Strike 1.
Yes.
2-1. Three-one count. And that one's high. Ball 4. It's a walk.
Let's throw some strikes, Luke.
So runner at first. So the tying run is on. And now Matthew Norman up to bat. Pickoff attempt. Runner safe at first. One out on Matthew Norman. Now pickoff attempt. Runner gets back, he's safe. Strike 1. Count now even, 1-1.
You got this.
Runner goes. And he is out. And now it's out number 2. And now Cedar Grove is down to their final out.
Right here, Luke, right here.
So no runners on base anymore. It's a 2-1 count on. This one's popped up and it's caught by Bobby Van Riper. And now it's out number 3. Ball game. So it was a 2-1 count on Matthew Norman, but he pops it up in foul territory. Van Riper gets there and makes the final catch for the game. A huge win against a very good team on senior day. This is going to give Pequannock a lot of power points. So that'll do it here on TJK Network. Your final score for Pequannock against Cedar Grove on senior day is 3-2. Pequannock picks up the 1-run victory in a close one. So again, Cedar Grove was a very good team. They're the number 1 seed in their section in power points. So this win is huge in power points for Pequannock as they try to catch up to Midland Park for that number 1 seed as the race gets closer and closer. So Pequannock will advance to an overall record of 15-7, and Cedar Grove will drop down to an overall record of 16-6. This is Telecast with Zach here on TJK Network. We hope you guys enjoyed this great game for Senior Day and broadcast. So once again, your final score, 3-2 Pequannock. We will see you in the next one. We have a lot of broadcasts coming up this week. Anyways, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.